welcome back. We're going to continue with lesson 2 in our 4th module. In this lesson, we're going to be looking at what it's like holding space for our differences. In teams, in general, in society, we are such unique individuals that, of course, we're going to encounter times where we have differences, right? Everyone is very unique in their own ways. We're not going to be fully aligned with everybody. And that alignment is sometimes going to feel very little, but sometimes going to feel very big. So what do? How do we hold space and overcome those differences for the cohesiveness and continued success of that team? So let's look at this particular lesson. So starting with, just because someone disagrees with you, it doesn't make them a bad person or wrong. Recognizing that we are more than just our disagreements. There's more depth to individuals. We're so multidimensional. If there's one, two, or a couple of things where there's disagreements, it's not necessarily a reason to now say, okay, let's paint that person in that way. Often there's more behind it. There's more to listen and more to learn. And so that's the key thing, is to listening. I think we can all agree with this. We all want to be heard, yet no one wants to truly listen. I know certainly among my friend groups, the need for counselors, therapists, someone to listen to is so much in demand, because we're needing those people to listen. So how can we as individuals, as friends, as family members, as teammates, create those environments where we're listening to each other? So hopefully in this particular lesson, we can learn just a little bit more about that. So let's take a look at a simple but yet effective example. In this case, I'm holding a coffee mug. And I ask you, what do you see in this coffee mug? Well, you're just seeing, and if I see it here from your angle, you're seeing a plain white mug. But if you look at it from my perspective and you flip that mug around, you're going to see a mug with a yellow star on it. So right away, if you hadn't taken the time to think about, or even to ask what was from my perspective, we're seeing very different pictures to the same story. Let's take a look at a quick little assignment here for this lesson. So in this one, please get into pairs and identifying a topic you have a difference of opinions on. So go through a list of your topics, maybe talk about things you're really passionate about. Maybe it could be careers, maybe it's society, maybe it's politics, maybe it's sports, whatever the topic might be. Bring up some passionate topics and see where you and your partner might have a disagreement. So for instance, some examples here. Do you prefer a book, or do you believe books are better than movies? Do you believe the beach is better than a mountain? Or maybe if you're a sports fan, the greatest player of all time was that acronym goes, maybe a bit overused at times, but the GOAT. Who is the greatest of all time? So for instance, for myself, I love reading books. I think a book is a great way to really get involved or just lost in a story in more depth. Use your imagination. So I would say a book is better than reading a book is better than watching a movie. So when you do this with your classmate, why do you feel the way that you do? Have you expressed that? Have you listened and given them a chance to express why do they feel the way that they do? And finally, have you respectfully understood their perspective? Like I said, in my example, the book versus the movie, just because I'm so strongly for books doesn't mean that I can't accept somebody's view that a movie, because of a great directing, great production team, great team of actors and actresses are really doing a great job of bringing a story to life in a short span of 2 to 3 hours with music and so many different things. I can hear that and I can respect, while disagreeing with, hey, I still think a book is a better way. How do you come to those respectful disagreements? So go ahead and try that, and we'll come back and continue with lesson 3.